It is coming up now on 11:16 on this Tuesday night. Jessica Van Meter back with us. A lot of stuff going on, not just over the next few days, but also a week, 10 days down the road.
Yeah, definitely a big change as we wrap up November and get into December. We were very spoiled. We can just say that for the most,
We really
most
were.
of November.
Oh
we actually had a record start to the month if you just count the 1st through the 23rd. That was a record stretch for us. And we're going to pay for it now. We've got colder air that's moving in, and just in time for Thanksgiving, some messy weather as well. So we are going to have impact weather alerts that are going to be with us really late Wednesday. We're talking into the evening hours and overnight especially. We will have rain moving in. A little bit of mix, snow overnight into early Thursday. And then we're also worried about Friday, because Friday we see that lake effect kick in, and that could potentially be very messy, especially for areas east of Cleveland. If you got some folks maybe trying to travel back, or if you're going to be trying to travel back from areas like Erie, Buffalo, that travel could definitely be impacted with some of the lake effect that we're going to see on Friday. So especially if you have plans to travel or be on the roadways, good idea to download that 3 News app. You can get any alerts, check that radar as well before you head out on the roadways. This is all part of this really large system that's going to be moving across the country. It is coming off of the Rockies. It's going to be developing as we go through the day tomorrow. By tomorrow night, it's going to push rain into our area, and then as our temperatures drop, we'll get some mix, some snow into the picture. Wednesday night, early on Thanksgiving, I think we see some improving conditions through the day on Thanksgiving. If you have travel plans through the afternoon, evening, those don't look as messy. The bigger concern potentially is going to be into Friday. That's when the colder air really settles in. And once that cold air settles in, it's just going to be hanging around all the way through the weekend and into early next week. Our lakes, since our air has been so warm, the lakes are at record high temperatures. So cold air, warm lake, the right wind direction, and that means that lake effect machine is going to be firing up on Friday. And once it does, it's very likely that we continue to see that potential for lake effect snow. It might kind of change here and there depending on the wind direction, but that lake effect potential is going to be there all the way into much of next week. So that could mean some big snow totals, especially east of Cleveland along 90 heading into Pennsylvania. Some of those primary snow belt areas where we could see a foot or more of snowfall as we get through the weekend and into next week. So that is potentially going to be an issue for us. We're also going to talk about cold. It's going to be some of the coldest air we've had so far this season. We see a lot of that back towards central and western Canada. So the system is going to pull down some of that cold air as it arrives later in the week here. Again, this is coming off the Rockies right now, going to move across the plains tonight and into tomorrow before it finally heads our way. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. If you have to head to work for one more time tomorrow, if you've got plans to travel in the morning, you should be good to go. The clouds will be back with us, but we are looking mostly dry as far as any steady rain or snow is concerned through the morning and into much of the afternoon. Temperatures will be into the 40s. Right now, most of our models are holding off until later in the evening to bring back even some scattered showers. So as we get into the evening and overnight, we'll have that rain moving in. As we go through the night, temperatures will be dropping into the 30s. And as we get that changeover in temperatures into the 30s, we'll see that changeover in terms of our precipitation type as well. Better chance for some mix and some snow, some very wet snow to be out there. So if you have plans first thing on Thanksgiving, could potentially be a very messy start to the day. If we see any accumulations at all, they should be fairly light, very slushy, and focused further south. They're not going to last very long, but it might be enough that if you have plans early Thursday, you might want to plan on a lot of extra time, or maybe just wait a couple of hours, because this is going to move out fairly quickly. Temperatures during the day will rebound a little bit, enough that will melt any of that snow that sticks to the grassy areas, elevated surfaces, and we'll see just a chance for some lingering, mainly rain showers, maybe a brief flurry as we go through the rest of the day. Conditions generally improving as we go through the day on Thursday. As far as accumulations, very minimal, mainly grassy surfaces, elevated areas, very slushy snow that is not going to linger very long at all as we go through the rest of the day on Thursday. That lake effect chance, though, is going to linger. Rest of that Union Home Mortgage extended forecast, temperatures drop into the low 30s on Friday, and then we are sticking with highs in the 20s and 30s through the weekend into next week, and that means that lake effect machine is still going to be cranking.